tarmac terrorists and the potato.
Hi folks, Tarmac's back. Another video. The King of Waffle returns. It's been a while. Look how long the potato's beard has got. He's got a proper beard on it. I think I'm going to have to plant him soon. There's lots of new stuff happening. It's a great time to be a sim racer at the moment. It really is. We've got the Steam sale going on, and there's never been a better time. I mean, there's new free stuff coming out for AMS2 and Rfactor 2. There's stuff happening all over the place. So I thought I'd make a brief overview of some of this great stuff that I've been looking at and enjoying.
Brief overview, my arse. He waffles on for ages before he actually does any driving. So if you get bored and want to scroll through, he starts driving in about 8 minutes through. So just ignore the bugger and scroll through.
There's so much stuff I've been kind of overwhelmed and I didn't quite know how to make this video. So I just thought, you know, I'll go and just try a few things out. So, you know, just have a brief look at what's going on. Rfactor 2 have released a brand new track, Portland, showing off their new shaders, and of course it's a wicked racetrack as well. And we've got an updated version of Silverstone, that's looking great. Berlin we've had come out, New York. It's all going off. AMS2, you know, in the new build, they've got new cars in there. The pickup trucks are back, and it's just great. There's so much to see. Now I've got most of the stuff in Rfactor, so I didn't really take advantage of many of the deals because I've already got it. But there was one thing that I haven't got anything of really, and that's the Formula E. And if you look at the Formula E tracks, you've got New York, Berlin, Hong Kong, and you've got Monaco, and then the Gen 1 car and the Gen 2 car. All of those combined together to buy normally would be just under or around 40 quid. But you can pick them up now for £17.06. And I kept thinking about it. I thought, well, I like these. Well, I like these short, tight tracks. Well, I like these cars. And I put my money down, you know, 17 quid. And I'm glad I did. It was really good. So have a look at those. On possibly one of the new tracks like Berlin and the old Tempelhof airport there. Looking at the deals you can get for Rfactor now, you've got the Endurance Pack, which is about 6 or 7 GTE cars, plus the Senna as well, McLaren Senna. You've got 50% off that. You're looking at £9.52. And they've updated the GTE cars as well. The balance of performance has been updated. There's going to be a balance of performance update coming for the GT3s as well. But they've changed the default setups on the GTEs, and they've also added a little bit more travel at the back, a little more suspension travel, and they are feeling great. They really are feeling great, and I know a lot of people are really happy about this. Talking to people being happy or not about certain things, there's been loads of deals with Rfactor, and it's got loads of new people on board. I've seen so many new players on the forums and also on the servers, and on my server as well, which I'm Potato, which me and my mate Pete have been working on. Pete's been an absolute genius. We've got 2 dedicated servers now that we can run. A bit more about that in a minute, but some other people have been upset about the pricing structure with Rfactor. There's great deals for new players, but it's left a few little bits, you know, like the Ferrari or possibly this track or that track out of these deals. Things have swapped around. The Endurance Pack has changed, and people are saying, well, hang on a minute, I'm an existing customer and I'm not really getting a good deal out of that. They are looking at that. They have responded already in one of their news updates and their roadmaps, so they're going to sort that out as well. But as it stands, you can get I think it's like 11 GT3 cars for £13.60. Brilliant. The Reza pack is 50% off, down to £8.74. That's great. You've got 6 cars, 4 tracks, 10 layouts. So I mean, yeah, pick that up. Track pack expansions, including things like Côte d'Azur, Le Mans, Nürburgring, Sebring. It's all in there. That's about 17 quid. Sorry, 16 quid. I was looking at it, I put it all together, and to get the entire game, I mean, the game itself is down to £12.89, so if you want to pick up Rfactor, do it now. £12.89 for this amazing sim. And there's loads of free stuff in there, like the old Radical, Zandvoort, Plenty of stuff that's good, but if you want to get the whole thing without including things like kart sim, which is kind of a different thing, for everything you're looking at about £91.98, which, looking at prices of other games with all of the DLC, season passes and everything else, that really isn't bad. And Rfactor 2 I really do feel is on the up at the moment. Oh, and just before I forget, I did mention the potato server. So Pete's got we've got a dedicated server computer running at Pete's house in Cambridge. I've got remote access to it here. We're currently running a potato server with the Radical SRX, SR3 SRX on there, the old one, the free content with free Portland and free Silverstone. That's been we've been getting, we had loads of fun on that. There's been like 15 people on it at a time. It's been brilliant. We're going to also try and run another one for paid content, so we'll have stuff like Le Mans, GT3s, that sort of thing. So have a look, if you're online on Rfactor 2, search potato and you'll see the potato 1 or potato 2 or potato free content or potato paid DLC. Have a look, and cheers to my mate Pete. He's been an absolute genius figuring out how to get the cars onto there, because it's not a simple process, I can tell you. Right, so yeah, back to it. AMS2, Reza have been doing an amazing job just updating that. As I said, we're in version 1, but they've already done 2 hot fixes for that. Anything else? Am I missing out? Anything? Oh yeah, Beam MG. You can get Beam MG for like £14-15. Now, I remember being really impressed by that about 15 years ago when it was Rig of Rods, and it's developed from there, and it's going to be developing further. That's really something to look out for. It's got some great physics ideas going on in there and an amazing damage system. There's been a really good thread on Race Department about damage. I need to get involved in that, but that's for another video. We're just going to have a brief look at some of the new stuff in Rfactor, AMS2, get out there on track, maybe just do a few laps around a few tracks, try a couple of different cars. I hope you enjoy it. Please hit the subscribe button. Give me a subscription if you like my videos. It will really help me if I can get this channel really off the ground. I can start off if I get some revenue from it, which won't cost you anything. I can maybe start, fix the potato so it stops having its breakdowns, make videos in high resolution, better sound, that sort of thing. So if you like my stuff, please do that for me. I've got a Patreon account as well. Anyway, to the meat of it, let's get out there on track and try some of this new stuff out. Right folks, so here we are at Berlin, the Formula E Grand Prix, which is going to be happening there in 2020 on the old Tempelhof airstrip there, or what used to be the airport. And we are in the Gen 2 car. I've chosen this one because I find it a little bit easier to drive than the Gen 1. I'm liking them both at the moment. They do feel very light, but one thing I've noticed is these cars regen some of their energy from the brakes, which is, I guess, why these tracks have been made in such a way where you'll get a bit of a straight and then a hard braking zone for corners which are almost hairpins. And that helps regen the brakes, but they are very sensitive, so I'm taking that all the way down by 10% just there. Other than that, I don't really need to do anything else. Let's get out there and see how this drives. Now the weirdest thing to start off with is that they're very quiet. You can barely hear it as it's revving. It's not until you engage the running gear, here we go, get it into first, it starts making any sort of discernible noise. And it's a pretty great noise. I'm really chuffed with it. It sounds so futuristic. We've got 2 gears, first and second. We've got a reverse gear as well. First is, just for getting you off the blocks really. Let's change our seat position there a bit low down. Yeah, first is just for getting you going. Second, once you're in it, you don't really need to get out of it, because these cars have got so much torque. You can just accelerate straight from second gear. Like I said, it feels very light. The brakes are very sensitive. It accelerates like crazy until you get to about 100, then the acceleration starts slowing down, but the 0 to 60 is very fast. We can see the tower there and the plane on this wonderful track. I'm really enjoying these little short tracks. They're all under about 2 miles, these Formula E tracks. And as you can see, I'm really not used to these cars at all. I've got the back end out there. I've got the AI set to 90, not my usual 100, because I'm so bad at keeping up with them. I don't drive a lot of open wheelers. I do enjoy them when I do, but I just don't drive them a lot. And I'm not a big fan of the halo here, because it really gets in the way of my vision. But it is what all the Formula cars have got these days, so I guess we have to stick with it. The track, I think, looks great. These curves that we saw there as we went round on the inside, they've got this sort of semicircle blue and white curving. You can really feel those if you hit them. But for the most part, the track is very, very smooth. And I think this is a thing with the Formula E tracks. They probably want them to be nice and smooth, so these cars can, they're all about conserving energy. So maybe that's the thing. I'm not sure. Another thing that I'm finding interesting about these tracks. There you go. So I've just changed out at first, not thinking now. I need to leave the gears alone. Bit of a stubborn from the potato there, even though I'm running very low resolution. Yeah, these tracks, because they're so closed in by gates and barriers and advertising barriers there, it makes it very hard to sort of look through the corner, through the apex, and see where you want your car to be doing. So one of the challenges I'm finding about these tracks is that you end up sort of looking to the top of these barriers and following the line of the barriers around to know sort of if the corner's going to be expanding outwards or if it's going to be tightening it up. So it's a real challenge. I'm looking forward. I'm very surprised with the AI around here as well. They really handle it well. In a lot of sims, AI on tight, twisty tracks, they're hitting walls all over the place. And we've got that problem with some of the tin tops, I think, called the Azure, which is the reason I've not bought that track yet. I'm waiting for them to get an AIW update on that. But, God, I'm doing terrible here. So far behind the pack. But yeah, I'm really liking the way these cars drive. I'm liking the fact you can kick the back end out a bit if you like. I'm loving the sounds. They look great. Let's just kick the back out there just for a bit of fun. Look at that. I'd like to do a much more in-depth review of these things. I think they're quite interesting. This whole Formula E thing is pretty interesting. So, well worth it. I'm very pleased with the pack. As I said, I'm looking forward to trying some of the non-Formula E AI cars around here to see if it's just the Formula E's that do around here, or if indeed they all do. But they're loads of fun. They really drive nicely. Not having to worry about gears is usually something I really wouldn't be all that happy about. I like to be in control of the gears. But it's not really a problem in this because, well, the power's just there. It just switches on and off you go. So I can sort of overdrive the back end if I want to. There's a nice balance feeling to the car. And it doesn't really feel too... It's not an understeery car unless you really lock it up under braking. I mean, for instance, let's try that here. You really can lock those wheels, and it really does feel like a light car when you do. But I'm really enjoying it. I think the track looks great. It feels great. I like the flow of it. I've been around here a few times now. I'm missing the pits completely there. I haven't, as I said, done a pit stop yet. So we have a pit speed limiter. Let's get that on and park ourselves up. Right, on to the next new thing. Right, so here we are at Portland, the brand new free track for Rfactor 2. Portland, located in the state of Oregon. It's the largest populated city there. I think it's about 650,000 people. there, so plenty of race fans, I should think, to come and see the racing. They race NASCAR, IndyCar, the whole lot here. Situated quite close to the Columbia River, and flooded in 1894. I think a few times after that. So it's looking pretty different to how it did back then. And with all this flooding, I wonder if that's contributed, because if we look around the track here, I do wonder if that's contributed to all of this lovely greenery. Look, a lovely lake there as well. Maybe popular with fishermen, I don't know. But maybe there's so many trees also because, this is a bit ironic, seeing as we're at a racetrack doing petrol head stuff, Portland is trying to be a carbon neutral city. Anyway, let's get out there. I'm going to do nothing to the setup of this car. We're using all of the GTEs. As you can see, we've got the new Ferrari, we've got the Corvettes, we've got the Porsche, the Aston Martins, which I am in, the Vantage and the BMW. And yeah, I'm doing nothing to the setup because these cars, I've always quite liked the way they feel, but they really do feel great now. They really do feel nice and planted since the update. So AI is set to 100 because unlike the Formula E's, I'm much more used to these cars, so I've put the AI to 100. Let's get out there as we start on the main strip. And I say main strip rather than main straight because this part of the track is also Portland Raceway's drag strip, so they have drag racing here as well. And I've got to say, it's looking absolutely great. Now, just before I tried to make this video, I forgot I had my special effects, not post effects, but special effects on high. And I was racing around, the frame rate dropping to about less than half what we've got now. So I have found that special effects seem to have a big effect on frame rates. With these new, oh, what's happening there? Corvette's gone off. With these new shaders and graphics that Studio 397 are using. By the way, Portland also hometown of my favourite rapper, or freestyle rapper at the moment. There's Harry Mack. If you see his stuff, you can catch him on YouTube. Just type in Harry Mack, M-A-C-K. He goes around beaches and shop complexes or anywhere and just freestyle raps to people. Do have a look at him. I think he's a real gift to Portland, a very talented man. Anyway, back to the cars. So yeah, a little bit of spilly there. Lost it, but we caught it luckily. Whoa! This is what happens when you're thinking about rappers and not paying attention to your driving. AI very, very quick to mess me there. The AI around this track so far I've found have been absolutely brilliant, and it's got a really nice flow to it. You can cut that corner there, but it will unsettle the car quite a bit. I love this part of the track here. It's you've got 1, 2. Oh, another problem up ahead there. Someone's lost a wheel. 1, 2, 3 apexes there. 3 corners like a triple apex corner, and then straight afterwards you've got this slightly off camber uphill corner. Oh! I said the AI are really good around here, but I have my AI set up to make mistakes in the PLR, or sorry, in the JSON file. You can change the line AI mistakes from 0 to 1, so they will make mistakes. I've done that deliberately because I like them to make the other mistakes. I just think it makes things more fun. Getting a bit squirrely on that corner again. Taking it. I keep thinking, I've been racing this track a lot in the Radical, and not as heavy as these cars, so you can go pretty fast through those corners. It's very nimble. I keep going, I'm not in the Radical. But yeah, you can sort of lose the back end of these cars. It's mainly the Aston I've tried. I've had a quick go in the BM. Haven't tried the Porsche. I always like the way the Porsche handled it anyway. Never much of a problem. But the Aston in particular did have a little bit of a wily back end, especially under acceleration and braking at low speed as well sometimes. And it feels planted. It feels like a heavy GTE car. So I'm very pleased with the update. I think a lot of people have been waiting for the handling update and the balance performance update for quite a while. About a year now, I think, for some people. I know that a lot of the leagues have been worried about that. This little back straight, as you go around that sort of slight right hander, it reminds me of Monza. If it strikes a chord like that with anybody else, feeding the throttle in as we come back onto the drag strip. We've got these big television screens there which show exactly what you're seeing on your own screen. So we look back at the end of the race, we look back, now that one there, let's just spin the car around. I'll put my traction control temporarily off. Well, that's not worked. There we go. There you go. There's my car, my cockpit. On the TV screen there. Yeah, but it's a beautiful track. Just a great flow. I think this has got to be my favourite bit. These 3 corners here. I drive a lot faster around this track when I'm not talking and also in the radical. And yeah, I love the flow of it. It's under 2 miles long, so it's a bit like the Formula E tracks actually. Quite a short track, but it's got a great flow, and graphically it performs pretty well. I'm sitting here, the track's got full detail on, textures are on low as is everything else, but I'm getting a nice steady 65 frames per second, even with the new Ferraris on the track, and they do take up quite a bit of my frame rate. Anyway, so that is Portland. Absolutely awesome track, really enjoying it. We're running it on the potato at the moment, so do come and join us. Right, and this is free. This is free, so there's so much good stuff. On to the next bit of new good stuff. Right, so here we are in Automobilista 2. We are in one of the new cars that's come with the new update. We've got the Ginetta, and we're at Imola. Now, there's a new track everyone's raving about, which is Bathurst, and I was going to do this video at Bathurst, but I've chosen Imola because I have found today, whilst mucking about with this track, that I didn't think AMS had the kind of frame rate drop problems that Rfactor does with things like rain, but I found that it actually does, and I found this out through racing or driving around at Imola, and I found that what really affects the frames in AMS2 is not so much the rain. You do get a bit of a frame rate drop, but it's not as dramatic as it is in Rfactor 2, but it's the day to night transitions and some of the specular lighting occurrences really affect your frames, because I've noticed some very, very wildly varying frame rates around Imola. So I've dropped the graphics on AMS2. It's a bit more like I have it in Rfactor 2. The resolution's lower. This is at 1440 by 900. In Rfactor 2, I've got it at 11 something by 720, something like that. I was running this at the full resolution of my monitor, which is 1650, but for the purpose of this video I've lowered some of the graphic settings, so it's just so I can have I want to sort of show you that. So I've stuck the day to night transition up to 60 times, so you can see this day to night transition. Up in the top left of my screen you've got the green FPS counter, so have a look at that. But anyway, I've not really driven this car yet at all. I've got the AI set at as they come default. I think it's 50 on aggression, 90 on skill. I'm not going to push it any further than that because I'm not used to them. I have deleted my, as they have suggested with the version 1 update, they suggested to delete your My Documents Automobilista folder, so I've done that and I've reconfigured everything. So let's see what this Ginetta's like around Imola. Okay, here we go. So I've got everything set up as I like it, field of view as I like it. and we're getting a full 101, 105 FPS there. We'll see what happens as we progress through this 3-lap race. We've got the same amount of cars on track as I have been using in my Rfactor videos, so there's 16 of us. It looks great, even at this crappy resolution. Those sun effects remind me quite a bit of GTR2. It really can get in your eyes, just like it did in GTR2, which was a wonderful sim. I still have it on my computer. Might use it to make a video about damage. One thing I noticed about the Ginettas, they've upped the damage mode a little bit with these cars. They break up, bits come off and hang on. I'm pleased to see that. You can still drive them into corners and they'll carry on driving though, so like most sims, I think there's still work to be done damage-wise, but that's another video. It's feeling pretty good. This car's feeling very nice. I love the way it sort of, you get that slight bouncing feeling as you go over curves, and if you're turning a corner, you can feel it struggling for grip. The brakes feeling, I've done nothing with the setup on this car at all. I've set up the brake pedal sensitivity to very low because I have old Logitech plastic pedals, and so I have to have it set to very low because you can breathe on them and lock up if not. The track is feeling good, it's looking great. I put a bit of weather on as well, so now you're getting, look at our frame rate, we're now at 42 because it has started raining and we're starting to get that light look. So let's stick our headlights on and let's stick our wipers on. The wipers are now working on a lot of the cars. Version 1 is, you know, supposed to be the full release. There are still things that need fixing. For instance, some of the drive layouts, when it tells you, when you look at the cars from the specs, whether it's rear-wheel drive, mid-engine, that sort of thing, they're not quite as correct as they should be. Now we've gone through that transition, our frame rates have gone back up to 78 there, you can see in the corner. And I'm about to lose a lot of grip because I think the tyres, I think, by default in this are selected by weather, and I haven't looked whether this car has got a choice of slicks, wets and intermediates. Maybe we're on intermediates. I shall find out the rest of the track gets. I am liking these light effects, so look at that sky. Let's get it on, yeah. I'm really feeling that wet track now. The dry line is also disappearing, and I think, judging on the way this car handling, I think we're definitely still on slick, so we may not even get to the end of this race. The AI there, they're slowing down considerably as well, but they do seem to be a lot better than me in the work. The AI has still got a lot of work, in my opinion, needs doing on them. They will to drive straight into the back of you. I'm looking up terribly there and sliding like crazy. I'm probably going to get a tax penalty for going. No, it hasn't given me a penalty for going off track there. Probably because I'm already in last, so no point in telling me to get back in position. Frame rate's sitting there at 51. Won't be a problem for anyone not running this on a potato. Well, it does show you that you can, it's drivable on a potato. And if anyone's not wondering why I keep going on about potatoes, well, what on earth is that? And do you come from the country? Yes, and there are a lot of potatoes here. But if you look at my system specs, you'll then know what I mean by a potato. Quite a low power TC for modern games. This wet effect is feeling pretty good. I'm now getting puddles appearing on the track. I'm on slick tyres, so I'm feeling pretty nervous. I went damage on 100%, so I've got to be very careful. I don't know. Oh! Losing it horrendously there on the grass. I can't see very much. Oh, got a puddle there. Do like the aquaplane feeling you get on the puddles if you hit them too fast. I'm not really keeping up with the AI, and I wasn't even in the dry just there, so, but they have slowed down quite a bit, so they are being affected as well. It's nice to see that, because through early access, the rain didn't seem to be affecting them at all. That's changed, so I'm happy about this. Oh, just accelerating on the panel there. Not good news. All over the place. Being very ginger on the throttle here. Sitting at 60 FPS now. The force feedback is feeling good. They've been continually improving on that. I think headlights could be better, but that could just be the headlights on this particular car. Car models look good. And of course you can see the tyre deformation as well, just like you have in Rfactor 2. And again, no one mentions anymore, which was LFS. And that had tyre deformation, it's been like 15 years ago, more than that I think. Still, they updated that game. Anyway, back to AMS2. We've completely lost the AI now. They're gone. My braking distances are considerably... this is like skating on ice. My braking distances are considerably less now. I'm going to try and finish this race. It's a good job I'm only doing 3-lap races for these little overviews. Look at that lighting down there, where the houses. Oh, I've gone off again. It's really difficult to drive on slick tyres in near torrential rain. Look at those puddles. Of course, Reason released the Reason pack for RF2, and I must say, the one that looks great either in RF2 or in Automobilista 2. Automobilista 2, of course, using that madness engine, okay, for project cars, famous for its good-looking graphics. Oh, Apple Pay on phones there. As we skim over them at about 8 miles per hour. Yeah, I like that. That's feeling pretty good to me. Anyway, I want to be doing more in-depth stuff. Please subscribe. I'll keep making videos. I want to be doing more in-depth videos, looking at certain aspects of AMS2, Rfactor 2, different tracks, different cars. I know some cars in Automobilista 2 are better than others. For instance, I've tried one of the new road cars. There's a few issues with it. It's good, I like it, but there's a few issues with it. Oh, having feeling is amazing. And maybe try. Oh, big pedal there. Oh no! I've just scraped the wall there. Actually, quite glad I did, because that brings up another thing. The sticky walls seem to have been fixed. You hit a wall now, and yes, the friction of the wall will slow you down. But I haven't noticed since the update that when you just brush a wall, it's like your car's suddenly just driven through treatment, and it slows right down. So that's another good thing. And you know what? I'm not gonna try and pit. I think I'm just gonna finish it here. So folks, plenty of new stuff to be looking at. This has just been a brief overview. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to know my system specs, they are in the description below the video, along with my Patreon account. And please subscribe and give me a like or comment if you've got time. Maybe a suggestion for trying out something in either AMS or Rfactor 2 for another video. Do have a look online for the potato server in Rfactor 2. We've been having a lot of fun with that recently. Maybe I'll do a few videos on that as well. Do you know what? I am going to try and get back to the pits just because I'm that tenacious. Some people really don't like wet driving, but I think it's a lot of fun. A real challenge on slicks, I can tell you. Our frame rate seems to be sort of stabilising around 50s and 60s at the moment. Like I said, I have had to lower my graphics settings, but you know, when you're working with a 750 Ti with only 2 gigs of VRAM on it, you have to make these sacrifices. Let's see if we can just get it back to the pits. Lots of fun. I love the fact that you can still see the detail. Oh, these panels are amazing. The detail in the clouds there. I think it's actually starting to get light again. It could make sense seeing as we are on 60 times data night transitions. And look, we've got all of the pit guys there for each car. Where's ours? I hope I haven't driven past it. There we go. Nice little pit animation as well. It's a nice thing to have. Anyway, cheers guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. That's been a brief overview. The sale, Steam sale is on until the 9th, so get yourself in there and pick up some good stuff. I think stuff like Project Cars is under a tenner now. Project Cars 2. And AMS, Assetto Corsa Composizione, I think that might be at, I think that the price of that's either dropped by 25 or 50%. Automobilista 2 is one of the rare ones which has not dropped, it's actually gone up because the full version has now been released. Of course I got mine quite cheap because I got mine during the early access. But it's shaping up to be really, it's really good fun. It's really good fun. Doesn't quite measure up to Rfactor for me, but more on that another time in a more in-depth video. Cheers guys, all the best.